another one? What is it? Cholera? Cholera, chlorophyll, things like that. Those are things that spirulina is algae, sea algae. Chlorophyll is what makes plants green. So it's also known as a natural deodorant and breath freshener because of the things it does for the blood. So, but anytime green, you know, if we took our diet and made it green leafy vegetable based primarily, we would all be fine. We'll eliminate so many problems. But we're carbohydrate based. We're animal protein based. Those things we get in trouble, and we're really not supposed to be doing those things. Really.
Bread's definitely not the priority, and neither is ill prepared meat, as in over sauce, over spice, fried. You know what I mean? It's bacon meat. You know what I mean? Grill your meat. You know, because those are two very, very natural cooking waters, specifically grilling. We started off putting stuff over fire. You know what I mean? Burned away the impurities. You know, brought out the natural flavor in the meat. That's how we started off. You know what I mean? So it only became where when the unfortunate thing with human beings, but specifically with African Americans, and I'll say African Americans and the impact of Western civilization, our introduction to other countries, namely America, right, is when taste became the priority. That's where we got jacked up at. That's where you know, everything had to be saucy, it had to be spicy, it had to have that sing to it, it had to be sweet, it had to be tasty. It's got it, yeah, but how does it taste? I found myself asking myself that question and catching myself literally. You know, well, how does it taste? And then I thought, you know, not too long ago when you were in Marine Corps camouflage over in Afghanistan, you didn't care about taste. You just cared about replenishment. You know, you got to get it. You don't have to get back to a survival. You don't have to go to a survival mentality, but you do have to pretty much save yourself. You know, taste. I'm not that concerned about taste when it concerns my overall health, because taste is going to ruin your health if you make it the priority. It will. And I've been around enough clients. You go out, you know, the weekend passes by, and I call them indignant Mondays, because automatically I did this. Yeah, I had it, and that's what I had, and I don't care. Yeah, I don't care either. You know what I mean? I mean, I care about you, but I don't care about that. Now, unfortunately, that whiteboard over there is going to have something else to say about it. You know what I mean? It's going to have something else to say about it. And the thing that we were just talking about before y'all came here was your nutrition and how you eat should help your performance throughout the day, right? So how are you going, what do you expect to happen in here when you're alcohol and sugar based and you're ruining the nutritional counts of your meats and veggies because you had broccoli, right? But we had to do Velveeta cheese over our broccoli. Right?
Broccoli is not brown.
Yeah.
Cooked.
We had good chicken, but then we threw ranch dressing and some what is it, the steak seasoning or the Monterey steak seasoning or the chicken rub or something like that. Just look at the back of it. If it didn't come out of your backyard, it ain't meant for you to have. Check out the green. But you could go ahead and put some green peppers, some red peppers, and a big red onion, and you can take that chicken breast or that piece of fish or that steak, you can wrap all that stuff up, throw it out there on the grill, and bam!
So spices you guys can use that also have medicinal purposes are cumin, turmeric, cinnamon, cayenne pepper. Alright. And that cumin is going to give your food more of a smoke-based flavor. So like smoked meats. Turmeric, on the other hand, is really good for it's anti-inflammatory. Ginger is something else you can use to cook with. Adds a little spice to your life.
Okay, now how do you really use ginger? I see ginger root. I see
smoothies.
You can cut it and
blend it, mash it.
There are a lot of ways. You can get the root or you can get the powder, which is basically dried ginger and then just ground it into the powder.
okay.
And for convenience, I'm an effective, efficient type. That's me. Whatever I can do quickest and getting the most bang for my buck, that's what I'm doing. Brown ginger, smoothie, done.
So how much are we using of this stuff?
It varies on how you want to do it. But I say with ginger, maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon would be okay. Half a teaspoon. It's on you.
What if they're cutting it?
If you cut the root, that's something else. I really don't deal with that, so I couldn't recommend. But it just varies. You'll see some things. It varies on if you're cooking with it, if you're blending it, or if you're juicing it. Because if you're juicing it, you're gonna use like a knuckle. I know that much. But when you're blending it, it's just according to taste. But ginger in the morning, get your digestive system ready for the day because it settles everything down. Alright.
I will testify to that.
Set the stage for greatness.
Beets.
What you
Try to
say?
eat
Beets.
beets.
Beets on the grocery store, so it's out in the park. Because I was looking for something.
No, they're not. And guess what? Guess what else is emerging out real strong now? Everywhere. Kale. Had to go to Whole Foods and Central Market to find it now. Albertsons, Kroger, Tom Thumb. Even some kale. You told me kale at Fiesta of all places. Right. Yeah.
You can get it right around here. Of course, there's Sprouts, and then the little market in Duncanville, Cox Farms market in Duncanville. They have the best fresh fruit and vegetables.
Check them out.
Definitely your small farmer stations like Cox, and then you have Farmers Market right towards downtown. Support them because that stuff is coming straight from the ground right out to you. Support them. You know what I mean? Support them, and you can buy. Z laid the strategy out, right? He's going to 2 grocery stores in a week's time period. Even if you have families, don't think that you have to shop mass scale. Get your lifestyle adjusted to where you prepare exactly what you need for the meals that you're going to fix. All right, if there's one thing to do to really help get the box products out of your kitchen, shop for the day or maybe 2. And if you say, well, I don't have time to go to the grocery store, I can tell you there's something that you can cut out that can get you to the grocery store for that little 10 to 15 minute period to make that purchase and can get you home. Seriously.
I have an Asian coworker that's what they did. They went to the store every day.
That's what
On
happens
the way
up
home.
north. That's what
for
happens
dinner.
up north. That's what happens. You see them coming out of Whole Foods and Central Market, and they just have dinner, and that's it. And they'll be right back there, pattern based, the next day. And it actually comes out better on your budget. It comes out better on your budget because it's food that won't be wasted. You know?
But especially, I get this a lot with parents with small children. They don't want to cook the 2 meals and the things like that, and you really don't have to. Like, so it's just adding a few additional things for them, like mac and cheese or potato salad. Whatever it is that they want to do that you're not doing. So, you know, you're having a turkey patty, make them a turkey burger, you know, stuff like that. So it's really not a major adjustment. We just kind of make it hard for ourselves for some reason. You know, my kid's not gonna eat that. Well, how you try to feed it on here?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I haven't, but I know they're not gonna eat it. You know, another thing I always get kids smoothies. Like I said, you can get them to drink anything. Throw it in that smoothie. They don't know what's in there. You know, it's like I love this. You know, little scoop non-fat yogurt, frozen non-fat yogurt. Yeah. I mean, you put fish all in that bad boy.
How many times a day should we eat? Like, you eat?
I couldn't hear your question.
How many times a day should we eat?
Okay.
I hear like you should eat every few hours.
Okay.
Is that a myth? Is something we should be doing? I mean, like small stuff, like okay, so you have breakfast, so 2 hours later you may have a fruit.
A lot of research going on in that very area. The rule of thumb is 6 meals a day. And that can be 4. And when we hear 6 meals, we think 6 plates of what we typically have, but it's not. It's going to be 6 plates. All right. 4 meals, 2 snacks, however you want to break it down. For my clients, none of my clients have 6 meals a day. They do 4 or 5. That's it. I'm more of the school of thought of fit your macros, make it fit your macronutrients. All right. Based on your level of activity, your body has a certain requirement of calories. Calories measure energy, right? So our bodies use a certain amount of energy just to live, breathe, right? So then we work out and do all these other things. Our job, whatever our job requires us to do, it requires more calories. So based on your level of activity, you have a certain amount of calories that you have to take in to do that. And my school of thought is as long as you get that amount of calories in a day, you're going to be fine. No matter how many meals you have, right? Okay, but the six meals a day is primarily because it requires your insulin level to spike less. Because as your insulin level spikes, insulin spikes promote fat storage, all right, in a sedentary person. Now, someone like me, I want insulin spikes because it started releasing human growth hormone, growth factor, all this other stuff that to promote muscle growth, muscle building, all right? So it just depends really on what your objectives are, but really and truly, I personally think as long as you eat a certain amount of calories a period of the day, you'll be fine. One thing I try to make everything easy, try and simplify. Think like this: biggest to smallest. All right. Breakfast being your largest meal, calorically. All right, and not size, but just calorically. All right. Snack, lunch. By the time you get to dinner, it's gonna be your smallest meal because your body doesn't require energy to start doing what it's doing, which is calming itself down, right? And it also promotes your body to do things like release melatonin, all right? So you can have a good night's sleep, all right? So biggest to smallest, heaviest to largest. So.
I think a big myth has been out there that, you need to have these outrageously large dinner plates, and it does nothing but jack up your central nervous system because your body automatically thinks, okay, obviously they're eating this amount of food for a reason, right? So then it's going to get prepared for your next activity. And your next activity is trying to go to sleep.
Right.
So then you sleep, you don't go to sleep, right? Because your body it turns over and provides you with energy. And then by the fatigue process of you being up all day, you finally fall asleep from sheer exhaustion. And a lot of us don't even realize, you went to bed at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you couldn't stay up any longer. Well, basically, what a doctor would tell you, you passed out. You passed out. And the thing about it is we take that lightly, right? But let's just really break down what happens when you shut down in that manner. Nothing shuts off properly. right? Your brain can't process the sheer instance of you just laying down and taking out, right? So technically, it's one of those vegetable states, right? Body shut down, brain is still active, right? Now that's natural in what we say, well, Chuck, that's how it works for sleep, right? But what it is your body shutting down physically means that your organs are not responding properly, right? So if you just flat out pass out from fatigue, right, your organs are stressed out, okay? So your brain couldn't release enough melatonin, right, to get you to relax, okay? Your body basically gave out, which is why you're asleep anyways. And now your brain has to spend, let's say you got to get right back up in the morning at 6 or 7 o'clock, right? It is known well that your brain takes 2 hours just to kind of process everything that's went on with your day. That's why you have to go to sleep. All right, first 2 hours, your brain is just saying, okay, they're down. All right, let's see, at work, study. See, we made this movement, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I need to get protein here. I need to get vitamin A, vitamin B here, vitamin K there, so forth and so forth. That's a 2-hour process right there, right? So in 2 hours, if you fell asleep at 2 o'clock in the morning and it's now 4 o'clock, you got another hour or 2 to get up, all right? Now your brain, after those initial 2 hours, right, now it's going to, finally say, okay, now I'm going to get everything going and moving and this and that and so forth to try to make those repairs to your body, right, so that we can get up and get up right the next day. Well, we've cut that time in half, right, or by 3/4 because you're getting up in the next hour. So now that next hour where things are finally starting to get into motion, that alarm clock is getting ready to go off. Or is getting ready to go off within that next 2 hours, right? That's why you need that 6 to 8 hours to really benefit and to really recharge off of your day and off of good nutrition. Don't just let it be a deal where you're eating well, doing everything right, you got a good exercise regimen into play, and then bam, you're staying up half the night because you got to study, or because you got a case to review, or because you got to work, or because you just have to watch at least 8 episodes of that show that you missed all week. And Wednesday is just your day. I'm watching this. Ain't nobody going to stop me from watching it. Everybody get out my face. I'm watching all of these right now. And I don't care how many times I nod off, I'm still going to watch it, right? Don't do that, right? Just go to bed. Go to bed because your body, your brain and your body still have to get ready for the next day. And it's not doing that while you're active. It's supporting you while you're active. While you're at rest is when it's getting ready. Give it time to get ready.
Rest is that huge element that is overlooked, just like Chuck said. That's when our body does all that repair, building muscle, burning body fat, giving us those curves and things like that. When you shortchange it like that by small periods of rest, you throw it out of whack. And so then again, our body's primary objective is survival, no matter what. So when we get out of whack, stressed out, none of those things happen. All right, so you gotta get that rest in there. That 6 to 8 hours is imperative, and you'll definitely see some things starting to take place when you do that, when you incorporate that proper nutrition, exercise, rest. We have to actually condition ourselves when we really start getting into working out and things like that. We have to condition ourselves to rest because I gotta get this workout in. All that's not really that important. Rest is. All right. So make rest a priority. Working out, proper nutrition, you'll be okay.
Number one killer since the beginning of time. Since the beginning of time. I'm not about to say a disease or anything. Fatigue. you will wear yourself out. Right? We say, well, what about cancer and AIDS? Those are diseases, right, that debilitate the body. Fact is, they debilitate the body, and the body can't rest enough to heal. It can't. Fatigue. And if you want, and I've heard it. What was it? It's always your great genetics, or what I like to call genetic freaks, right? Just eat anything. Don't have to, skip sleep, skip everything, right? Just, do one push-up, bam, Superman body, right? Off of that. Okay? But it's that mentality. I ain't got to work for it. Yeah, you do. You got to think this thing through. And then the last thing that I want anybody doing is coming in here thinking that this is the end-all, be-all for your health and wellness objectives. It's not. It's not. This is 5% of the game. And I don't care if it's CrossFit. I don't care if it's bodybuilding. I don't care if it's trying to become a sled dog in, the Iditarod in Alaska. This is 5% of the game. How you eat and how you sleep are most important. But I see it all too well, and you all see it too. You see those calorie burner watch things on Facebook. Look at here, I burned 1,200 calories in a workout. And my question as a trainer is this: why would you burn 1,200 calories in one workout? Why would you ever do something like that? You don't even burn 1,200. You're not even supposed to burn 1,200 calories in a day. You're up here trying to, haul yourself out, right, through these insane workouts.
Marathon workouts.
Yeah, 3 or 4 hour workouts. For what? Why would you do that to yourself? Well, because I'm after that beach body, or better yet, I hear this. Well, my birthday is coming up. Well, that's cool. Okay, you got an objective. That's fine. So you want to get rich, straight, and everything. So when's your birthday? Next month. No, that's not realistic. It's got to be a realistic goal. And I don't want to be sarcastic and give you the mantra, well, how long did you lay off for? Well, I've been out of it. It's been a couple of years. Well, it's going to take just that amount. I don't want to say that, right? I don't want to say that it's going to take just that long to turn everything around. No, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say exactly what Z said. You have to be patient with this process. And everybody that you're looking at, and it's the one thing, and piggybacking off of what you said, right? Video vixens, rip six packs, wanting the Beyonce builds and everything else. I want you, right, all of y'all, tonight, to take a hard look at yourself in the mirror, all right? And I want you to set a realistic goal for yourself, all right? Because video vixens and Beyonce builds and, the CrossFit girls and what they look like, that's all fine and well. But you know what? They don't live your life. They don't do what you do on a day-to-day basis. They aren't studying to be a nurse, right? They aren't working parents. They aren't single moms. They're not people they don't have your lifestyle. They're not living your life, all right? When they live your life and they can still maintain that look, then maybe, that might be something realistic to shoot for. But right now, I want you to look at you and to give yourself a realistic picture of what you want to do with your body and your home. Do that. You know what I mean? Do that. And then commit to that. Because that's where the process is going to start. Not in what somebody looks like out of a magazine. Forget that. That's them and what they do. And if you knew their schedule and what they had to do to get it, it would be unattractive. I'm serious. It would be unattractive. Beyonce literally kills herself on a day-to-day. Her workouts are insane, borderline ridiculous if you look at it. And I'm for real.
Some of the things she's done have been hazardous as well. just doing straight protein shakes.
The lemon.
Lemon cayenne. Doing that for a prolonged period of time. That stuff right there is really bad for you just overall. Every system is bad for every system. And we do things like that out of desperation because we haven't prepared properly. If we take the time to do the work, I like to always think I'm 2 weeks away from being wherever I want to be because I do the work on a consistent basis. All right, I've learned my lesson about the whole killing yourself and things like that. If you stay consistent, you don't have to kill yourself. All right, you can do whatever you want to do. But just if I could push anything home, it's that patience part. Because what actually ends up happening, I don't want to make 2 points. What actually ends up happening is you stress out, and when you start stressing because you didn't go down those 2 dress sizes that you wanted to last month, this thing isn't working, all these things. Again, whenever we hormone imbalance, we get out of whack, we go into survival mode, and all those glamorous things we want to do, it's not going to happen. Stay patient, trust the process, do the work. I say that constantly. It's going to happen, all right? The body is so amazing. I mean, because you could have 2 months of not seeing any change whatsoever. And you wake up one morning, you're like, man, what just happened to me? It happens all the time, all right? But that's because you were patient with the process, you did the work, and there you have it, all right? The other thing, come up with small goals, small objectives that you know you can obtain as far as reaching your goals, and they build up to that one big goal, such as non-scale victories, we call them. My pants fit a little bit looser in the waist, but tighter in the thighs. Things like that. I can do pull-up now. Counting my calories for the week, and I was right on the money. Those things. Those are small celebrations. Those things make it fun and enjoyable. And before you know it, you're unconsciously doing all this stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think about half the stuff I do because I know what to do. All right. There is a point in time where I do kind of get a little obsessive, but that's that 2-week window that I was telling you about. That when I really want to get on it, all right, for whatever reason, there's an event or what have you. That's when I obsess a little bit. That's when the food scale comes out, and all these things, calorie counters and all those things. But yeah, don't obsess over this stuff. Create small victories for yourself, and just be patient. It'll happen. Just again, Chuck said it. Wherever position you're at right now, it didn't take a week or 2 to get there, right? So be prepared to, and I always say, if you want to lose 10 pounds, how long did it take you to gain that 10 pounds, all right? If it took you a couple months, be ready and prepared to spend at least 1 month to drop it, all right? Cut it in half, all right? Some people, I get some crazy stuff. One of the craziest, I was doing a consultation, and I'm talking to a lady, said she wants to lose 80 pounds. I said, okay, we can do that based on shoot for 1 pound to 1.5 pounds per week loss. All right, 6-7 months will be good. She wants to do it in 2 months. 2 months, and I really do try to stay professional. But I think I dropped the phone, and I was like, "There's no way in hell." I mean, I could take a machete out and just get the whacking away. That's the only way that was going to happen. That's totally unrealistic, and people try to do this stuff all the time. If it sounds too good to be true, stay far, far away from it. If it sounds like it's going to be tedious, it's going to kick your butt, be drawn to it. All right. It's a reason you gotta pay your dues. I'm sorry, you got to. There's no way around it, right? You gotta pay your dues.
And your dues are everywhere, not just here.
Yep.
He's just not talking about coming in here for a wad or meeting him out at a park for a wad out there and running trails and things of that nature. We're not talking about the time you spend with us. We're talking majority, we're talking about what you do in your own space, at work, at home, right? How those two gentlemen right there, right, need to be supporting mom. Need to be supporting mom, Christian, right? Holding her accountable just as much as you hold him accountable. He needs to help you. You know what I mean? If the husband or the boyfriend or whoever's there, they need to help you with that. You know what I mean? It's not, you can't be on an island. And I hear this from mothers all the time, and it really it drives me insane. I've been on 2 house consultations that, you know, pretty much turned into intervention crisis, you know, sessions, because the husband felt, well, you know, that's what she wants to do. You married this woman and you said till death do us part. You're going to literally sign her death warrant by not supporting her, because she was morbidly obese, she had multiple health risk factors, and she was put out there on an island. Well, you know, I'll put the money on it, but, you know, okay. Well, you'll also put the money on her tombstone. And I just had to come out and say that. In this household, you know, you already see her having chest pains, and she's on 6 different types of medications. She has chest pains from walking up the steps. The doctor's already said you're going to have chest pains from walking up the steps because that's just how bad your condition is. All right? If you engage in a fitness program, that will eventually go away. I'm saying this to tell you right now that this is not for you to do on your own. In one of his earlier statements, he talked about friends. You'll know who your friends are because your friends will support you. Your friends aren't the ones that are talking about, you know, well, man, can't you just have a little bit of fun? We can have fun doing this together. That's what we can do. We can have fun doing it. Well, girl, that ain't for me. Yeah, it is. It is if you want to stick around on this planet. It is if you want to see their kids. It is if you want to be a grandparent. God willing, a great-grandparent. Who knows? You know what I mean? It is. It's very, very vital. You know what I mean? To have a network of support. You know, and it's cool. And like you said, not telling you to alienate anybody. Of course, you're going to have well, I'm just doing my own thing. I'm going to pray for you. Well, you know what? That's support, and I'll take that. That's fine. That's fine. But for the ones that, you know, constantly reverse the process, meaning that you come in here and then we know it, right? Because you come in here and it's that 4th grader look. What? What's wrong? None? Do we have to do all that today? What happened? What happened? Talk to me. What happened? Well, you know, my friend came into town and I didn't see her, and y'all went and had that meal that you had about 12 years ago when it didn't matter because both of y'all was young and in college, right? Yeah. Okay, I got you. Okay. So don't, your cash needs to be supported everywhere. You know what I mean? And